Okay, so you played with having animations happen because of triggers over here in relationships. That's pretty typical for games, but since we want to actually create a scene and do it along a timeline, we're going to want to use the timeline. So I'm going to go back to scene. I'll keep the animator tab available, but we shouldn't be using it. So what we want to do is we want to be able to go into the timeline window and in order to do that, it's going to want us to have a game object. So what I'm going to do over here is create an empty game object, and I'm just going to call it timeline. And now I'll go to window, and I will go to sequencing, and I will go to timeline, and we want to create a new timeline. And it has us put it in here. This is an older one I did, so I'm just going to write Amy timeline. Amy timeline, and click save. And you can see the cool thing is it's got an animator track in here. If it didn't, let's say this wasn't here, or you had a City Machine one or something, when you go to add an animation track. And the cool thing is we're going to take Amy and plop her right here. So it now knows that I want to do some animation with this game object. So I'm going to switch this to seconds. Oh, it is on seconds. Okay, you might want to switch yours to seconds. So what you can do is you can put in the different animations you want Amy to do along this sequence of time. So I'm going to start with idle again. So we can pull idle right up here, and I'll place it in, and I'm just going to have her idle for 1.5 seconds. And then I'm going to have her walk in place, which is my first walking. So I have to open that folder, grab the animation, plop it down. I think her walking for 1.5 seconds is good for that too. I'm then going to have her go into jumping jacks. These are the 3 other ones I did. So I have a start jumping jack, which I will keep pretty short. And then I'm going to have jumping jacks, which I'm going to have take longer. So I'll put it in sequence, have it go 2 seconds. And then I have a stop jumping jack too. It makes the transitioning a little nicer. So stop jumping jacks should be about the same as the start jumping jacks. And then I'm going to put the walking, the one with actual movement in, because maybe she'll walk off the screen. That would be a fun ending. And I'm going to stretch that out a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit play. Or not, yeah, here we go. She's walking, she does her jumping jacks. And she walks off. Now probably if I make this longer, in fact, I can highlight it here and have the duration. I could put 5 seconds in here if I want. Let's actually hit play and see what happens. So there she goes. And I might decide, I'm kind of surprised she doesn't walk off the screen, but that's okay. I might decide to have the jumping jacks go quicker. Let me find that part. Start, and so you can speed it up. So I'm going to see what happens. Oops, let me stop this. So I sped it up to 3. And it got smaller, which makes sense. Wonder if I can just delete that. Yeah, you can, whoops, undo. I only wanted to delete the gap and it didn't work. Okay, let me try to play again. I put a speed multiply on this one because her jumping jacks just seem slow. Okay, so there she goes. Walk, jumping jacks. I think it's a lagginess more than anything. Okay, so I'm going to stop, but that's pretty cool that you can use a timeline to just throw in the different animations you got from there. I could, after walking, I did a sit down thing, which I think I might put in. So let's do stand to sit. I'm going to throw that in and make that pretty short. 1.4 is fine. Then I'm going to have her sit. We'll let her sit for a couple seconds. Whoops. So again, you can come over here if you want to set your duration. So I'm going to put 2. She'll sit for 2 seconds. And then I'm going to have her stand up again. Sit to stand. Yeah, sit to stand. Oops, I keep doing the wrong thing. Sit to stand. I'll probably want that the same size as this, so 1.4. 1.4. Again, you have this speed multiplier if you want to use it. And then I'm going to put idle at the end again. And I might leave that on long. Okay, I'm going to save because I've made a lot of changes. Save. We can have a look at our new animation. Idle, walking, jumping jacks, walk. Oh, it's funny that she repositioned herself. That's why we want to be using walk in place. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to stop this video. You can imagine that if we start putting in virtual cameras, then you can also change the way the camera looks at and follows her. So have fun with this.